Both Scottsdale, Arizona, where I was before, and now Miami, are also similar to one another in the sense that they're both very tourist driven. And so, and then prior to living in Scottsdale, I lived in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where I was the chief curator there at the New Mexico Museum of Art. And all three of those are very much tourist-based economies. And I think that that creates some difference compared to other places. Like I have a very good friend of mine who's a museum director in Wichita, Kansas. Not the tourist destination that any of those three cities I just named. And so her museum is very much about local community. Our museum is about local community, and I say our museum in each one of those cities I've lived in, but it's also about those people who are visiting. And the people who are visiting come to us with sometimes very sophisticated perspectives. We have Parisians here, we have a lot of Italians that come to visit here, and they were just in Rome, and now they're here at the Wolfsonian, and so they bring their kind of expectations and backgrounds to the table when they come to a museum. And so I think that as a result, in each of those communities, the quality of art that was being shown, and I think the thinking around that art was a much higher level because of the influx of so many sophisticated tourists and collectors, I should say. And then second and third homers, people who have multiple homes around the world, and because these are all destinations that are very beautiful and popular, they live here. And so when they see your show or an exhibition at the museum, they're like, well, that was lovely, but when I was at the Victoria and Albert Museum last week, and then we're flying to New York, next week, and then perhaps I should see such and such when I'm in Buenos Aires. And it's like, well, yes, they have a big perspective on the art world. And in order to really kind of play in that, you really have to be working at a more international level. And it's not just about kind of community and community development.